Greetings, collective. Just a fair warning, man. Like some may know about me, I'm a family man. I feel like it's the biggest selectivity before trying to, help and guide people to show that you have some type of synergistic essence about yourself to coexist with other souls. And what better than children and confining yourself monogamously with the opposite sex? So I'm a steward of it. But yeah, this talk is more so just looking at, what we are versus who we are. A lot of times this past year or so, during this cycle, who we are has been tried and tested, and some of us has been tossed in the trash. We identify with this sense of who I am and things in that nature as things have fallen apart, rugs ripped out from under your feet. This sense of identification has pretty much proven to be false. So when you look at the way that this transitioning of things and these natural sources of power, it's just really tossing us in the realm of change. And as we will to produce this change, and we are manifesting this, and as we manifest this change, we actually are failing to acknowledge and due respect to this transmutational process that's taking place, and to an overall transmutational process, to an individual transmutation process, macro, micro type thing. Then on the micro level, it's individually going to happen, but on the macro, it's on a bigger page. It's global. It's not even to your country. It's the whole planet. So it's just this overall divine empowering transmutation process, but we've come to disrespect it, and it's our misinformed selves, as we're all diseased by this microwave generation that we're all living in. Everything has to be instantaneous, and therefore we kind of strayed away from the source of all things material, which include us human beings. We are still a projection of manifested energy into this material realm, and that's because of these bodies. But we strayed away from the source of everything manifested material, and that's energy. So what we are is energy, and that needs to be our focal point as we continue to move forward in this transitional process of change. As who we are will melt away, rise again, melt away, rise again. What we are will stay the same, and that's energy. So our changes initially occur on this level, on an energy level. And therefore, this is where the observation of the change should take place first, is on the energy level. And the manifestation of energy is our feelings. So observe how you're going to, and how you probably have been feeling different. You're going to feel different. You're going to feel different about your reality, and the concept of your reality, look at your realistic nouns. We're homeschooling parents, and we've been doing some language arts studies and stuff, and teaching our kids nouns, person, place, or thing. And it's these people, these places, these other various things, material things within your reality, you're going to start feeling different towards them. And you probably have been. But then your will come next. Your very will energy, the way that you manifest this sense of energy. When energy manifests into the material on an individual basis, that's your will energy. So the way you feel is going to start changing, but then your very will energy will start changing. And then this all begins with a sense of self. How do you hold your ideals of self? If self was really identified to aspects of the world, again, with who you are, then you've taken on some major challenges over this past cycle. So let's take, for instance, losing weight change, So many of us with our levels of self, we want to alter our identification of self. So So self was identified in different ideals, different areas within these given societies. And as you begin to transmute, your concept of self will change. It would rattle the cage of your relationships. It'll rattle the cage with how you identify with your job, you know. And right now there's so many different influences that can have you go astray. But this is where it's really about knowing the self in depthly. One of my favorite parables with Christ was the seed by the wayside and the one that fell by stone. And I think the other one where the seeds fell in the thorn bush. Well, the one that fell in the thorn bush, he was talking about how the thorn bush represented materials. Like the wealth. Well, we got to have wealth. We got to have a car. We got to have houses, good looking clothes, makeup, and all the other stuff. That you fall amongst these materials and you're kind of choked away. Then the other aspect was towards the seed that fell on stone. That, yeah, it sprouted up, but when the heat came, it didn't know itself in depthly. And so it started to wither away. This is pretty much the same concept within our transmutation process. If we aren't aware of these feelings that we're going to see, that we're going to recognize and observe first, and we don't give respect to these feelings, then we could pretty much abort the overall process. And then we'll look back and have nothing but regret towards where our life is because we abandoned a transmutation process that was pre-divined or predestined for us. So let's look at weight loss, for instance. You see a lot of the booties in, working out videos are in, so on and so forth. But for we individuals who are 30 plus, you know, especially on the upper spectrum of 30s, you know, we really got to look at our life choices and take these ventures and jump out there and try to transmutate our past. You know, our cellular makeup has gone through a couple copies and is on the verge of another one. And so it's pretty much what are you going to choose to do? So as we venture to make these changes with our bodies, eating habits, things of that nature, we're kind of going to get discouraged. And it's because of this microwave generation again. But this is where the selectivity is. Can you see it? And the whole thing about seeing it is identifying with what you really are, and that's energy. You're going to see as you go on these journeys, the energy change first. And how you feel because you're eating better. How you feel because you're more active and engaging in more activity on a daily basis. This feeling you're going to observe is going to take place first before your circumference measurements, chest, before your gut changes, and all of that, before your black lips and your waist disappears. You're going to see the change in your very energy first. And so it's imperative for you to manifest this. And you do this again by the will. Let your will, let this, the fact that you feel better, these energies that are manifesting to the feelings, that you feel better, let this be the guide to keep moving and the material body will follow. The source of all things manifested into this material is energy. So allow that to guide you into having a successful process. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I don't want to burn the ears out. But yeah, as we go ahead and take these journeys, these transmutation journeys, I'm constantly working on things while I'm at home. You know, just wanted to try to talk to you guys collective while I had the chance as a thought comes in. But embrace the change. And you embrace the change by being observant of your energetic self first, as it supersedes the body. It supersedes the material. And this is going to guide you to keep the process going, to keep moving. So do your meditations in regards to this, the inner works. We have Sacred Temple. We're going to be launching. Paradox Horizons is really going to be shifting and changing towards parental guidance and relationship guidance. But Sacred Temple, that's where I'm going to be hosting the meditations And the breathing exercises, I went ahead and got certified for those things since one of my last videos, because I wanted to be able to offer something, to be able to help. Like I could sit here and talk all day, but if I can't help you with practical hows, it's just an ego battle. So check out SacredTemple.Guru, where everybody's going to be welcome to join the Guru Collective, which is our own private social community, and Sunset Alterations. I think I have a few on this channel, Mystery World of the meditations. And those are just meditations for relaxations and things of that nature. But a lot of the breath work that we'll be doing with Sunset Alterations, the weekly trainings, are going to be towards not only just breath work, but more so a concept which is known as active calm. So a lot of times we don't get to disengage. Again, we are energy. And so this is a lot of things I want to be able to help coach, and I can coach now. So check us out with the weekly trainings that we'll be having, the weekly meditation sessions, and balance, love, light above all.